Hey Mäksē family, welcome back to the MäksēLife YouTube channel. I'm so happy that you're here. I am Andrea and I love planning. So I'm so excited to bring you along today while I plan in my horizontal flagship planner. The first thing that I like to do when on Saturdays when I'm doing my weekly reflections is to first make it just a teeny bit colorful. So I am going to use my awesome washi. And I am going to put this on over here. I don't do this every single week, but when I do it, it just, I don't know, it helps me to kind of go back and look at it a little bit more. So I put that on there, and then I will cut them all off at the ends. So there's a couple different ways that I do this. Sometimes I will use my dot markers and I'll just do little bullets. Sometimes I write sentences. So for today, I think let's do some fun dots and list a couple of my wins here. So listened to my body. Rested when needed, had fun with family. All right, so for what's working, I am going to put, I'm not sure if I want to do bullets or not, so let's see here. So for what's working, I definitely limited my social media, so I'm going to put that first. All right, so limited my social media, which helped me to spend more time with my family and working on myself in ClubMakse. That is a huge thing that's working for me lately. Ever since we went to the app in ClubMakse, I have spent less time on Facebook, and it has really helped me limit my scrolling, which has been amazing. So what is not working for me? I have a great AM routine, and that is working great, but my PM routine needs a little bit of help. So I'm going to put PM routine. All right, so PM routine, I need to set a specific time in starting to get ready for bed, and I need to be consistent with it. So that is one thing that I really want to focus on this next week, and I will have that over here in my weekly actions. Next is my lessons. So this is always my favorite part. I think this is really what like brings everything together to help me to focus on what I need to focus on the next week. So my lessons for this week is where I focus my thoughts, my mind and body will follow. And then also one thing I really wanted to point out is I used to spend so much time making this perfect and making sure that my handwriting was absolutely perfect and making sure that I filled up every single piece of here. And one thing that I really want to say is that in MäksēLife, we embrace the blank spaces. We embrace the messy bits. And the point of this page is for me to reflect on this past week and really take what I learned and then move it into my weekly actions. So this is not supposed to be pretty. This is really supposed to just tell me the things that are working, the things that aren't working, and then how I can change it. So I used to spend a ton of time on this. Now I probably only spend maybe 15 minutes a week working on it. And this has made a huge difference in my life. So I'm very thankful that my mindset has changed and I don't feel like I need to make it absolutely 100% perfect. So for the adjustments, I just started the autoimmune protocol last week. So I'm going to continue that. And then another thing, I'm going to do a couple bullets here. Move my body more. So that is that part. The next thing that I always like to do is do my weekly actions so I can see how I need to plan my week. So I'm going to take my weekly actions bookmark off and I'm going to put that right here. So we've got all of the 8 areas of life and I am going to start adding to them. I'm going to start with my personal. So I am actually not going to put a dot right away. I'm going to put personal development. And I want to do a little bit of personal development every single day. So for this one, I'm going to put 7 dots and I'm going to check them off. So that's how I'm going to do this one. And then for fun and recreation, I have an exchange student this year. So we've got homecoming game this weekend and then pictures the next day for the dance. So I'm just going to do regular bullets for this. So that'll be fun. And then I've got red for work and learning. And what I really want to do this week with work and learning is I want to research my systems a little bit more. And then also I want to bring back the Pomodoro timer in my job. So I am going to put both of those down here. And I just want you to know, you don't have to make this, you don't have to fill out every line for this too. A lot of times I made this really complicated and I felt like I had to have all these things on here. And that led me to not using it at all. But if I make it simple, like these things are already going to happen unless one of us gets sick. So that is a really easy one. This one, I want to focus on that. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's 7 days. But, just putting stuff that you can actually easily attain. And it really depends on what season of life you're into. All right. So for this one, I've got dinner at the table for all of us. And I want to do that 4 times this week. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to check those off. And then also I want to do at least one family game night. All right. So now when we go to the health and wellness, so I'm going to take it from what I did over here. So I'm going to move my body more. I want to drink more water. And then I want to continue with my AIP meal prep and eating that way. So let's put those down. And then you know what? I'm also going to put in here because I get really exhausted when I have a Hashimoto's flare up. So I'm going to put rest when needed because I want to focus on that. If I need to rest, I want to rest. For this area, it is going to be very simple, just one thing. So I'm going to put my dot here. And at my full-time job, we do have a Bible study during work hours. So that's Tuesday. I'm going to go to my Bible study on Tuesday from 12 to 1 p.m. For financial is another spot that I usually only have 1 dot. And I have started thinking about like buying my Christmas presents earlier and earlier. And that usually saves me a lot of money because I can get, when they're clearing stuff out of the store to get ready for Christmas stuff, that's usually when I try to scoop up some of those deals. So budget for Christmas. And then my last thing here is something I started doing quite many years ago, and it has really, really helped me. So for here, I had the 7 check marks, but for here, I've been doing it pretty much every day without even thinking of it because it is now a habit for me. But the first one is make my bed every day. I used to not be great at making my bed, but I started, when I started to really focus on what my morning routine would be, making my bed was the first thing I would do when I wake up. And I hated it at first, but now it's like, I don't even think about it. It takes like 40 seconds, super fast. The other thing I started implementing too in my nighttime routine that I'm going to keep on for this next week is I tidy the main living area before bed. So tidy living room. And I'm just going to put PM for each night. All right. And then one last thing that I'm going to add in this week is I have not been holding my kids super accountable with their chores. So I'm just going to put kids' chores. So that is what my weekly actions is going to look like. And again, embrace those blank spaces. You do not need to use every single ounce of paper when you're doing this. It can be just easy. And truly, I want to say, when you make it like this, when I'm not using my absolute best handwriting, but when I'm putting meaningful stuff on the page, that is when I tend to do this more often, and it continues to be more important in my work week. So that is that page. And then next we will go to the weekly spread. All right. So for my weekly spread, I'm going to do it very basic this week. So I am just going to use my sticky notes from MäksēLife. I'm going to use my dot markers, and then probably also my Mäksē Markers. And then I might use some of these if it feels right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, this is homecoming week, so I have all of the themes down here, and I'm going to put these on each day. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to section it off. So I just take my my Mäksē bookmark, and I'm just going to put it up to where this line starts and use that kind of for my measurements. Sometimes here you can't get it all the way up, so I will just turn it this way and still put it to the line, and then I can just start from the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the weather in over here. So that's what I like to do with this side. I think that looks awesome. But then when I put that in, it's a little bit harder to see all of the dates. So I like to use my Mäksē markers. I'll take those out here. And poor gray, I'm not using you, but I'm just going to stick you right there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just kind of like go back and forth and like that. And sometimes I'll just go like that so it's not so dark. I think that looks really cool. Perfect. And just like the dots, these are Mäksē markers in the different areas of life. So you have that, which is awesome. I am going to put over here what I need for each day. Now, this is how I'm going to have everything set up, and then I'm going to go back and I am going to write down my memories here. So I've got everything set up here. I've got here. I'm still going to put, after I record this, I'm going to put some more things that we have to do in here with times. But this is the gist of how I have everything set up. And then over here, we're going to do habits too. And I'm going to leave the last one blank. So when I go back, I like to use my dot markers, and I like to dot where I did them. So I will do that as the days go. And then each day I'm going to be writing a little memory for this. So let me see if I can show you. This is not all filled out, but I've got on here just kind of writing a little bit about what's going on. And just so you know, it's okay to have these days where you're not complete. So I got what I need to get, and I'm not going to feel bad about missing anything. So here it is. This is my setup. Let me know in the comments How do you like this? Is this functional enough for you? Is this too much for you? This really didn't take me much time. It probably only took me um, maybe 20 minutes tops just to get all the basics down. And then that's why I like putting in every single day the little memories. That is really helpful for me. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the MäksēLife YouTube, please do that so you can get all of our fun lives that come out, or any of these great plan with me's that come out. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.